Hello and guten Tag from Cologne, Germany. Welcome to my third video. In my last video, I reacted to a video called 10 Incredible Things to Do in and around Seattle. And of course, that very famous Space Needle was mentioned, one of the most famous landmarks of the USA. And unfortunately, they didn't show how it looks inside. They only showed it from outside. And I still don't know till today how it looks inside. And that's also, I know that building or that landmark for years now, but I never seen pictures or videos from inside. So I want to see it now, how it looks inside. So I'm reacting now to a video called Seattle Space Needle Full Tour, created by Big Red Journeys. So I'm really excited, and yeah, let's go.
Hello, you're watching Big Red Journeys, and on today's journey we're going to go up to the top of that big old structure right there. That is right, the Seattle Space Needle. We're going to go to the top, take an elevator ride up, check out the 360 view, and just have a good old time. So if you care to follow along with me on this journey, let's go up. So here at the Needle, we're about to make our trek all the way up there.
Wow.
It's a beautiful sight today.
This is unique.
A nice sunny day. And we already ended up getting our tickets through the City Pass, which is I definitely recommend. We were able to, like, you save like almost 50% on all the attractions. We'll be able to go to the zoo, the Needle, the Mopop Museum. Like, it's quite the best way to go. And then they go through time sections. Just once you got your ticket, go through there. Prices right now, depending on the time of day you come in, before 11 o'clock for adults is $30. Between 11 and 7 is $40. And then from 7 p.m. to closing is $35.
Wow.
So if you want to save the most amount of money, try to come here before 11 o'clock. And then you can also add in the
$30 regular. Yeah, it's indeed it's a bit expensive for one landmark. But yeah, well, okay.
Chihuly Garden and Glass for $10 extra on top of your ticket cost. So we just passed through security. They got the little biometric scanner over there, just making sure we don't bring in any weapons or anything of that nature. But there's a little bit of line here before we reach to the elevators. But up until then, a little history board, a little timeline of how the Needle came to be here. First steel beams placed in April 13th of 61. May 5th, a little timeline marker there. Alan Shepard, 1961, becomes the first American in space.
Wow. Okay.
So the Space Needle was very fitting for the World's Fair during that time, when the world was captivated with space exploration. Here's a little 3D printing of what the foundation looks like. You can see it's completely solid for the most part, just beams and concrete cement. It has to be a very solid base to support all the weight up top. Now we're heading into the summer of 61.
Wow.
A famous quote from Eddie Carlson of the Seattle Times. This will be the Seattle, what the Eiffel Tower is to Paris. The beginnings of the 3 pylons.
Once again, what? I didn't understand it. This will be to Seattle what the Eiffel Tower is to Paris. Okay. Funny. So they started to build it in 1961. Super interesting to see those old pictures.
Into the summer of 61, a famous quote from Eddie Carlson of the Seattle Times. This will be the Seattle, what the Eiffel Tower is to Paris. The beginnings of the 3 pylons of the legs, the elevator shaft in the middle. And amazingly, the Needle was built to withstand a 9.0 earthquake and up to 100-mile-per-hour winds. You can see the Needle's outrigger beams, the very famous kind of like bowl shape that's at the bottom of the top portion of the platform, are starting to take place. Now we're into October, November of 61. The halo or the saucer is going to appear. Also in 61, Roger Maris breaks Babe Ruth's home run record. But you can see we also have the advent of color, apparently. 61 was the year that color was invented. There's a fun fact, the 125-ton restaurant at the top of the Needle is turned by only a 1 horsepower motor. The restaurant atop the needle turns once every 47 minutes, driven by 1 horsepower motor, just like this. This is actually a pretty fun picture. They actually tested the turntable in the parking lot before they installed it to make sure that it actually works.
What?
Now, this is something I definitely did not
once
know
again.
about.
Didn't understand that really. The restaurant turntable. Yeah, that's what I know. Is there's a restaurant inside in the Space Needle. So the restaurant turntable was tested in a parking lot before installation. Okay, so it's spinning around, I guess, and they tested it before on the ground. That's interesting.
Parking lot before they installed it to make sure that it actually works. Now, this is something I definitely did not know about the needle. Apparently, when it first was built, the intent was to have a flame lit at the very
Look at this. This looks really, really awesome at night.
top, and it did burn for a few years, but they ended up replacing it, and that's no longer there. And then on December 23rd, 61, 2 days before Christmas, the first complete test revolution of the restaurant turntable on the needle. The world discovered Seattle. Now we're in March and July. World Fair is about to start. Wait for 3 hours. We're common, Dirk Tag. Wow.
What? How many hours did they wait?
Fair is about to start. Wait for 3 hours.
Wow, look at this. The opening day, I guess, and they waited for 3 hours. That's unbelievable. But of course, for 1961 or 62, this must have been the big sensation. It is. It's really an incredible landmark until today. And if you think at the 60s, yeah, this must be totally futuristic, I guess.
Common Dirk Tag. Wow. The original observation deck had a glass shoulder-height barrier, but was otherwise wide open to maximize view. Yeah, that's a pretty shallow window right there. It's a little scary, to be honest, for me at least. Oh, okay. So they had a menu that would show landmarks throughout Seattle, and this would show you the different areas when you're facing. So you had something to look at, obviously, when you're eating. Cool. And then the ride up to the needle only cost $1.62, which of course back then was probably about $10.
Wow, what?
I actually like the original coloration.
Once again. So you just paid $1, and today you pay $30. It's almost the same in euros. $30 are quite the same. There, it's 30 euros as well. And in 1962, you just paid $1. And what did he say then?
62, which of course
these are today would be about $10, but it's still super cheap. Now you have to pay $30, okay? Everything is more expensive today.
Of course, back then was probably about $10. I actually like the original coloration with the orange and hues of yellow. I like it. President Nixon, at the time, former Vice President Richard Nixon was one of the first guests to actually visit the needle. There's Robert Kennedy as well. And there was actually a scene that Elvis Presley filmed in the film.
Wow.
It happened at the World's Fair, right atop the restaurant.
Elvis Presley.
There is, of course, a giant gift shop, as all things usually do. So we'll check it out a little bit later. Obviously, a whole lot of different Space Needle items. Look, there's already a bunch of different models right over there. Shirts, and everything Space in Seattle related. And one cool thing is that you get a free digital picture. I think they just put like a little backdrop there of like the Space Needle from the observation deck.
Stay on the right-hand side here, all the way down to the
And then we just have to wait in one more line before we take one of the elevators up top. Oh yeah, look at this.
Okay.
It's a good day.
This is amazing.
Got a beautiful
What a
view
view.
of the sound. Look at that.
Beauty
Wow.
sound is the water. Mountains are out. We can see some of the Olympic mountains. Pretty classic view on this side. The Science Museum here below.
So beautiful.
Sunshine.
Don't say, oh, it's far down there.
Almost at the top. 520 feet, 158 meters.
Look at this, look at this, look at this. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Right now we are just on the inner observation area. There is an
Wow.
outer observation right over there. where you can
That's
take
quite a
even
view.
better look outside with some angled glass seats. In here they have a cafe. You can actually get some beverages,
Okay.
adult beverages and soft drinks, and enjoy the view.
Oh yes,
Look
I
at it.
do.
That's what I'm saying about like the angled glass benches that you can see there.
Look at this view. This is overwhelming. Look at these many tall buildings in the water there. Seattle is indeed an unique city. It's really amazing. I really love it.
Oh my goodness, look at this. And over here at the Atmos Cafe, they got some beverages, canned sodas, water, juices, a few snacks that you can do, wine, and even some beers on tap. So one thing I did notice is that they have they have 3 different elevators that go up. This one right here had a view of downtown Seattle when you went up the railing. The one that we did gave us a nice view of Puget Sound when we went up. And then let's take a look to see what the third one offers. And I like I said, I don't think they were doing a third elevator today because it doesn't have the stanchions on it. But this one would go, what would that be? East into Seattle. But downstairs is where you got the revolving glass floor, as well as the cafe and the restaurant that's over there. Got some view. Now we're out here on the open platform. So definitely much higher glass ceilings. These go up to about 12 feet or so, I would say. There are little cracks in between.
I don't know
I'll
what
show
to
you real
say.
quick. They're about, hand width apart. So usually be careful with your phone. I've seen a lot of people try to take photos right here and get the clear view. Definitely hold on to it nicely. Be worried about it. Great little view of the Museum of Pop Culture, MoPop as it's called here, fondly.
What is it? Is it?
Oh, look at that.
I guess it's an art museum or what? It looks really
Be worried
weird.
about it. Great little view of the Museum of Pop Culture, MoPop.
So it looks really weird, that museum here down on the ground.
As it's called here, fondly. Oh, look at those right there. There's like some 3D looking spiders over there.
What? Spiders on the roof of a building? This is cool. No, they're just 3D looking spiders? So they're just painted or what?
Right on top of the roof. Now, I don't know if you can see it. You can
Okay.
see in the reflection right there.
Nice.
But the needle flag, we can't really see it from this vantage point over here. I'm gonna have to figure out some way to see it, but you can see the
Wow,
reflection.
look that
Right
the
there.
water.
And they always have a flag. They put up the 12 flag over here. I'm gonna have to figure out some way to see it, but
Yeah, look at this is amazing. What a view. It's just incredible.
you can see the reflection right there. And they always have a flag. They put up the 12 flag for the Seahawks. They got Mariners flag. This time, because of the All-Star week, they got the All-Star logo flag up there. And there's no breeze up. I wish it was blowing out in the wind. Climate Pledge Arena, where the Kraken and the Seattle Storm play out of. Got some of the pier over there. Beautiful look at the Seattle Wheel. Got some of the ferries coming out there. Wow, this is definitely a must-do, obviously, here in Seattle.
Yeah,
Downtown
absolutely.
Seattle. And there's the monorail right there. You can see the track going off that way. As you can see, the needle is certainly not for those with a fear of heights, but it's definitely an experience that must be had. I mean, look, glass wall right
Yeah,
here.
look at this unbelievable view on the city. This is America at its best, I would say. Definitely one of the top landmarks of the USA. It's just amazing.
Here, having a good time. Beautiful views. Must be done on your next visit to Seattle for sure. So now we're gonna go check out the bottom, the second level that's down underneath there. There's the restaurant, the bar. The bar unfortunately is closed, the lounge, but we'll still have a drink at the top. Yeah, it's just been a good time so far. Beautiful day, barely any clouds. There's a few clouds over off in the distance, but they're not going to affect our view while we're here.
He had a very good day to visit that landmark with that blue sky and the perfect weather to get upstairs. Okay.
You can see how fancy this looks right here. Definitely the case of a fancy restaurant look. And a few restrooms over here as well. Oh look, exposed metal of the actual space needle. Look at that. Looks like there's 2 flights of stairs you gotta go to. Oh, look at that. You can even see it rotating right there.
Yeah, it's rotating.
And
nice.
They also have glass spots where you can walk across.
That's awesome. Yeah, wow. This is incredible too. Look at this. Okay.
And get a clear view all the way down. Look at that.
Okay. This is quite a challenge to walk on that glass, I guess. So I can do it. I know that glass flower from the Tower Bridge in London. You can get upstairs and walk on a higher level and looking through the glass of the floor to the streets and the cars passing, but it's not that high. So this is, I would do it. I would dare to do it. Some people wouldn't dare to walk over a glass floor in that height. But yeah, it's incredible. It's just amazing. Really like it. It's quite an experience.
I think it said what it takes, like 47 minutes for a full rotation if I was to stay here. And you can see the wheels in which the whole track system was built on.
Interesting.
Whew. Look at this. Not only is it weird because obviously you got the glass floor below, but then you're moving at the same time, so it really does play tricks on your mind. There's actually a piece of glass below this part, so technically if this part broke, I guess there's a second piece to try to catch you. Not that I would put my life in trust of that, but oh well. Look at the mechanisms used on here. There is the lounge. There's a couple little bar areas right over here. First come, first serve. Get a rotating view of the whole sound. I'm actually kind of liking the inside better than I do the outside, to be honest. It's nice and cool out here. There was a lot of sun up top, but you don't get the air breeze. But this is actually more terrifying, I think, to be honest, than it is on the outside. You know? I thought being against the wall would be scary, but actually that's scarier in my opinion. Sat down here on the floor. Mopop is coming up right around this way. What is that, about 1,000 feet below me?
Wow.
Not scary at all.
I'm not sure
A little scary. Didn't have anything good at the cocktail lounge downstairs, so we went back up top for a nice local beer. It's a lager from this area, from I believe it's called Pike's Brewery or something along those lines. So let's give it a try. Okay, you know what? It's not too bad. A little hoppier than I would like it to be, but it's still a good beer. A 4 out of 5 on my rating, but the view makes it a 5 for sure. Time to take the elevator ride back down. It's going to be ended up, so I saw that they have one elevator that goes up and down both ways in regards to like you can get on and off at this one. That's the one that we took up earlier, which is downtown view.
Strike that. Reverse it. This way, please.
Actually, I took that back. No, we took the future sound view. This is the one that's for the downtown view, so we'll get a down motion of it. And then if we went downstairs to the floor with the rotating lounge, they have an elevator as well too. That was that third elevator that we were like, oh, what was this one? That one is a permanently just going down one-way elevator.
I want to go there now.
was a good little trip down on the elevator. The one to exit was actually slower by about 20 seconds compared to the other ones. So we got a little extra view time.
Nice.
And of course, you got items such as t-shirts and sweatshirts. Talking Seattle with the big old Space Needle right there. Oh, this lovely little tote bag as well too. Got the public market, the big wheel. Oh, this is cool. This is one of the things I was kind of looking forward to, is like getting a water bottle, but in the shape of the Space Needle. This one oh, is this what I think it is? Oh, look at that. Pretty cool. $15.99 for this. But it's a mold-o-matic of the World's Fair of the Space Needle. The perfect souvenir to take home. And does accept cards. $5. Let's do it. And there she be. Oh, let's see what she looks. She should be nice and warm still.
What is this?
Oh yeah, look at her.
A little
There it
Space
is,
Needle.
the final
nice.
product. Even says the World's Fair right there on the bottom.
Okay, that's funny.
And I bet you, oh, Seattle, 1962. And I bet you they chose the orange because of the original coloration that was on the top of the saucer. That's a cool little nifty souvenir for $5.
$5.
Take home a rather
that's cheap.
large souvenir version of the needle. This large one here is 48 inches tall, $249. The small one to the right is 36 and 24 inches respectively. Like I said, plenty of Space Needles around.
Wow.
Larger ones,
Amazing.
smaller ones, mid-sized ones, ones you can build out later, made out of wood. I have a couple of these for the Friars. They got this one at the All-Star game. And then look, the needle on the backdrop. That is pretty cool. That's cute. A pepper grinder in the shape of the needle.
And
Here's the large one.
That's a super cool idea because it fits the shape perfectly.
That's cute. A pepper grinder.
Guys, awesome. I just wanted to say geil because that's what we say in German. Geil means something like awesome. That's a super funny idea.
In the shape of the needle. Here's the large one of the Lego one. Look at that. According to the sign here, it measures in at 14 feet and it's approximately 55,000 bricks. And I think the smallest and probably most affordable of all the Space Needle replicas is this one. It's actually a golf tee for $4.99. How cute.
Much later.
It's a little hard to see right now because the lighting is not that good, but I decided to come back to the needle and do a nighttime view of Seattle up here from the tower, from the needle.
So he went up again. So I'm just wondering, do you have to pay again then? Or are these $30 for the whole day that you can come back later at night, for example, like in his case? Because that would be cool if you could come back. Otherwise, I would prefer to get upstairs maybe at sunrise. Sunrise? Or slowly when the sun goes down, and stay upstairs until it's dark, so that you have sunlight or daylight and the night in one visit. That's what I always like to do if I visit those landmarks with a very good view on the city, because then you have it's like a double experience to see it, to have that view at daylight and at night. It's not sunrise, it's sunset, during sunset, I mean.
Pretty cool is that with the price of your admission here, you get one trip during the day, and then you can actually come up the same night for a nighttime view, as long as within 3 hours of closing. So when we first got in, it was about 10:30ish, give or take. We did some other stuff throughout the day. What's pretty cool is that with the price of your admission here, you get one trip during the day, and then you can actually come up the same night for a nighttime view, as long as within 3 hours of closing.
That's cool. Yeah.
So when we first got in, it was about 10:30ish, give or take. We did some other stuff throughout the day, and then came back for a nighttime visit is currently about 10:36, so we're going to be here for about 10 minutes and just enjoy the Seattle nighttime sky from all the
So
way up
it's
here
included
above the
in
needle.
the price of the
Take a look at that beauty right there. There
That's
should
nice.
be Seattle in all her splendor.
Oh wow, yeah. Seattle at night.
Same view,
Just awesome.
looking down, but the city surely does come alive at night. Beautiful view of T-Mobile
indeed,
Park
beautiful.
and the Lumen Field. T-Mobile Park, the All-Star game just concluded a little bit ago. The NL won 3-2, so good news there.
Oh man.
Well, that was going to do
wow.
it for today's journey here at the Seattle Space Needle.
Okay.
Yep, that thing right over there. Can't even get in and frame, it's so tall. But we had a great time. I hope you did as well too, watching the video. The
Yes.
views were amazing. You know, this is probably the #1 landmark and thing to do in Seattle. I mean, come on, go to the top of the building, check out the views everywhere. It was amazing, so definitely worth it, the trip. If you enjoyed this video and enjoyed the views of Seattle, please do me a huge favor, give it a big thumbs up on this video. Second, subscribe if you haven't done so already. And third, hit the notification bell. And of course, follow me on social media at Big Red Journeys on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram for a lot more content, including some more here during my trip in Seattle. So from me to you, thank you, and then I'll see you on the next journey. Bye-bye now.
Oh boy, this is incredible. Wow, what a video. Oh, thanks to Big Red Journeys for this really cool, amazing video. That the Space Needle is just an awesome landmark. The view on the city is just so incredible and unique. So it's definitely worth it for the $30. And you can go there twice in one day. That's really nice. So yeah, I need to go to Seattle. It's just an awesome city. The Space Needle is just a unique, unbelievable landmark. Yeah, I need to go there once. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you subscribe to my channel because it's still very new. And I hope you give this video a like. This would help me a lot on my very new YouTube journey. So, thanks for watching. Goodbye und auf Wiedersehen.